Hello guys, this is Frank and we are back in the private creative world, dabbling around here a bit, and I am going to talk about a new server that we are going to start up, a free build server actually. Now I will get back to what this structure is all about, but first let me talk a bit about the server. So the free build server, there are several reasons why we are starting this. The reason, first of all, which some junkyard players might be happy about, is the server which we all met, really, I guess, from the beginning. Who has this server was a player called was a server called the Junkyard, which was a free build server, and that server is coming to an end, unfortunately, which is quite sad because we have a lot of friends that are still playing on there, and it's such a nice and great community. The reasons why it is shutting down is because the guy who was kind of the owner of it, he kind of decided that he didn't want to do it anymore because he doesn't play much Minecraft and stuff anymore. So that is what happens, and Funky is the admin who's been managing that. So it just feels like a natural transgression, and like a lot of players on there have been asking us that is this something we would consider doing to kind of keep the community together, and yes, that is something we have considered doing. We have thought a lot about it and talked about it because, well, as in everything, it's not just let's go for it, or maybe some people are, but there are some things that we want to be different from the Junkyard server. So it's not going to be exactly the same. The ranks are basically going to be the same with some tiny changes, really, since we are not going to have exactly the same plugins. And there's also going to be some changes about the town system. So what the biggest changes? Oh, and really, there's going to be changes in the rules as well. Some changes in building rules and stuff. Not like you have to build structures like this, like we're not evil. No, it's going to be a free build server, and you can come on there, you can mine, you can get your stuff, and and the ranks will still give basically the same things. So that is all going to be the same, but we are going to have some rules which are going to be about preserving the landscape, because that was when I played on the Junkyard. That was one of the things that just kept annoying me horribly. That the landscape was, well, quite honestly, it was just ruined, and that kind of upsets me with the server. If I can be completely honest, kind of does. The new rules when it comes to the landscape are going to be that you will not be allowed to destroy the landscape. Like if you find a desert, you will not be, like, you can't just dig the whole desert up and then go away from there happily thinking that, oh, I just ruined this place completely, and now I'm all happy about it. That is not going to be fine. The same thing are going to be, the same rule is going to apply for shorelines. You can't just dig up all the sand and leave dirty water everywhere and just be happy with that. That will not be allowed, and you can't leave floating trees around, and you can't leave horrible like dirt and cobble pillars, as well as you can't leave like horrible cobble huts and wood huts around the map. But naturally, players are going to have to be able to build simple huts as first starter houses, and naturally players are going to have to be able to as well get resources when they are building. Now, but we are going to compensate for this by setting up different warps where you can harvest the things that you need, and we will just regen these things so you can still go and harvest sand and wood and everything you need in plenty, and it will not be a problem. And since also when you start out on a server you don't have much, naturally you're not going to be able to build a beautiful house just from start. The only materials you will have are probably going to be dirt and cobble dirt and cobble and yeah, dirt and cobble and dirt and cobble. Maybe wood when you've gotten a bit more stuff, but dirt and cobble. So what we're going to have is that we're actually going to have a starter area for new players or for players who just want to go and mine somewhere and just have the little whatever hut. And this area is going to be reset once every month, probably at the first of every month, because that just seems sensible. So it means that you will be able to come on there and just get all your starting resources and then find a pretty place to build. And not have to worry about leaving an ugly little house around, because it will just disappear by its own. However, cobble huts like left on the map, they will be deleted on sight, because we are going to want to keep a beautiful server. So that is going to be good. Also, on the Junkyard there was the Townie plugin, which had its good points and bad points, in my opinion. The bad points were a lot of the game on that server became about just adding new town members all of the time, so people could reserve more land. It became like a status thing, like my town has this many members and this many members, and so often the chat just got filled up with join my town, and there was actually quite a lot of drama caused around this. Like, there was a new player on the server and someone with the town said, hey, I have a plot for you. And then some other town manager showed up and like, hey, I have a plot for you. And then kind of a fight started between the town managers just because they were stealing new members, which for them wasn't actually new members which would be fun to play with. It was just someone that would cash into their status, and that's kind of not nice. So we're not going to have that system. We are going to have Townie on the server, but being a town member is being a town manager is something that you will have to earn by being a nice and responsible player. So there won't be an unlimited amount of towns on the server, and also the area that the towns will have to protect will not be decided on the amount of members in the town. It will be decided on need, which seems to me like a better thing. So, like, if you have a town, if you become to be a town manager because you seem like a great person and everything, because, well, the only thing that's going to be required, like, we're not going to spam it to everyone, of course, because that just doesn't make any sense. Like, we want you to have a plan when it comes to the town. We want you to be a nice and mature player who's not being a douche to other players. We want you to have some skills in managing and building, or, you know, maybe you're not actually good at building, but you're super good at managing people, and people really like your ideas and stuff. That might work out as well. But we're going to decide it on that, and hopefully not have like 100 towns, all of them fighting for town members, because that's not a good spot. That's not a good spot at all. So yeah, no fight for hierarchy, or, well, I guess that always happens on a server more or less, but if we can lessen that to an extent, then I feel that is a good thing. Now, okay, so this server, it's hopefully not going to take super long until we release it. Of course, we want 1.6 to be released, which is very soon indeed, so yeah. But we also need some basic plugins to be updated for 1.6, like World Edit, because, well, I cannot live without it. No, we need some of the plugins that we use to be updated so we can actually manage the server. And then hopefully we are going to release it, and that we're probably going to do that in a live stream and show what people are doing. And what we're going to do first, like, maybe you are wondering, like, will we set up a spawn building or something? And not much of that, actually. What I was hoping for was that we'll maybe just have a really clear spawn with like a square, like not dirt hut or something, or actually when we just generate the map and start the spawn, maybe we can have a dirt hut. Doesn't really matter. But, you know, it's just going to be about... wait just 1 second, guys, and I will be coming back to you. So, hello, guys. We are back. I was just saying hello to Drilly. He's an amazing builder. Oh, my God. He's the best builder in Minecraft I've ever known. And it's so nice when he comes on here because he actually likes when I build, which always feels amazing since he's the best builder in Minecraft I've ever seen actually too, to be quite honest, which is, yeah, counts for a lot. So yeah, about the spawn, I was talking about the spawn. Yeah, we'll probably create the map and generate it as we do the live stream, and we're not going to have a complicated spawn at all. It's just going to be a square with the rules and everything. Yeah, about that, maybe we should actually set up the rules first. Yeah, but it's going to be simple. We're not going to spend like months or weeks like building on it, like it's been known to happen before, because we know how that will end. Badly. No, but we're going for a nice area around spawn. We are going to let the areas around it talk for it. And what we thought that we would do is that we're going to set up 4 towns or areas around spawn with 4 different themes. Now, one of them is going to be Victorian, but it's not going to just be Victorian buildings. Don't worry about that. Like, if you decide to build like in Edwardian style, like I won't be like, no, that is Edwardian, it's not Victorian. You can't build that, because that would just be silly. So it's not going to be super strict like that. And it's not like I'm good enough at architecture to always tell the difference anyways, to be quite honest. And so we're going to have that, and that's going to be for older style fancy buildings, and not like medieval buildings, because we will also have an area for that. And I know that there are quite many of my viewers who are very good at medieval buildings, which I noticed in the live stream, because what we did was that we set up a temporary creative warp, and people were building for the different camps, and wow, guys, you really amazed me. It was great. Like what I built, it was horrible. Well, to be fair, I am horrible at medieval, but you know, even in comparison, I mean, even if you were comparing it to someone who were actually good at medieval, your guys' buildings, wow, it was still great. So I'm really looking forward to seeing the medieval area, because wow, I think that would be great, actually, really do. And yeah, and we're going to have a modern area, of course. And then the 4th area, we haven't actually decided what that would be. So if you have any idea, like, it should be a kind of style that a lot of people want to build in, which is nice and cool. So if you have an idea on what that could be, then suggest it. Like, I'd probably say steampunk, probably, but since a lot of people who build in Minecraft, their steampunk style is kind of close to medieval. To be honest, I don't know if, yeah, I don't know, but do suggest maybe fantasy. That could also be quite cool. Like, wow, that would actually be awesome. Fantasy would be awesome, guys. But you go ahead and you suggest things. It's not just going to be what I think is cool. So yeah. And the way that these towns will be made, that they're we're going to set up roads, and we're going to set up plots. And close to spawn, there are going to be some research slots, and because there's going to be a bit more demand on size of those buildings, and what they're going to look like. And as you go further out, there's going to be more free plots, and the way we were thinking is that anyone should be able to build in these plots, but if they do not fit the theme and standard, they will have to be moved. Like, we won't delete them or anything. We're not horrible, but they will have to be moved just around spawn, because this is really not uncommon on the service. It's very much standard, so I don't think anyone is surprised about that. And to know what like the themes are going to be and stuff, I mean, I guess we are going to build some structures during the live stream, and maybe we will have some structures set up. Like my town, I do know I have plenty of structures I really hope that I started building this kind of close to my, yes I did, breadcrumb trail. Yes, I am terraforming a bit as I'm speaking, because I need to do that anyways. I need to create an area, and thought that I can do well while talking, at least. So yeah, back to this then. This is, I don't know if this is going to be included. I'm going to remove these word-edit things, because I am a clicker. I will click everywhere when I talk, and I don't want to do that to this build. I was so close to doing it. I am brushing up on my Victorian building at the moment, because it really is strange, because Victorian style has always been my main thing. That and building docks and ships has always been my main thing, and I haven't really built any Victorian in vanilla for so long. So long that I've never ever used the quartz blocks for it. Never. And I love the quartz blocks, because it means I can play along a lot more with light colors. My older Victorian buildings, even though, I mean, the way I place the blocks and design it, it's actually very similar. It's not a huge difference from what I've done before, except that most of the Victorian building I've been doing is townhouses, and this is naturally a much larger structure. And yeah, but I've been working mainly with stone and red clay bricks, you know, and combining it with some blocks that looks good together with them, because I needed stairs and half slabs and stuff to make it look good. But now, with the quartz blocks, more color combinations are available to us, which is cool. So I've been quite excited. Actually, I've been practicing a bit, and the other day I actually did, for basic building tips, I actually did a quick tutorial on how to very, very quickly build a decent looking Victorian townhouse. I scrapped that recording, or actually I still have it on my computer, but I think I'm going to scrap it. Because since we did decide to start up the freebuild server very, very soon. Today, actually, we've been talking about it for a long time, but today was when we really decided to do it very soon. And what was I thinking about? Oh yeah, since like I am going to, like, the town in the spawn, which I'm going to keep the closest look at, is naturally the Victorian one, or old style fancy buildings, because yeah, other styles will be fine too. And actually I think that some modern mixes with these styles will also be quite fine if it's just in the right area of the town, because we're not going to be super anal about that. And a town which just looks all the same everywhere can be quite boring, actually quite boring. Just like flatlands is quite boring indeed. But since I will be keeping close check on that, and maybe I will start up like a Let's Build series, which is only about Victorian style buildings or other old fancy ones. I can absolutely consider doing some other things, because there are some other styles which I really like building as well. Edwardian style is very, very nice, mainly for the interiors, I actually feel. But very nice on the outside too. But you know what I mean. But Victorian is my favorite because it's so asymmetrical and funny and playful, and I really, really like that. Really, really like that. So yeah, we might do that, and that is possibly where I will show how to simply do structures like that. So if people watch the series and they want to build in the town, which is the one I'm building in, but they don't feel like they can watch the tutorials, and they can get some inspiration, and they can learn a bit, and then they can join, which is, I think, sounds super fun. And maybe I can go by the medieval town now and then and try to learn some medieval, because I am so bad at it. So maybe I can teach you guys something, and maybe you can teach me something. But anyways, I'm super excited about this server. It's going to be so much fun. I think I'm going to put in a lot of work into it, and And yeah, it's going to be fun. It's going to be so much fun because I really wanted a project like that for a long time, but I haven't really had anything that has made me able to motivate the time. But now I will have, and that is great. And I really hope to see a lot of you guys on there. And for the people who played on Junkyard, I hope that you are going to join and think that this is fine. Some things are going to be changed, as you heard, but you know, for the most part, it is going to work the same. Like most of the ranks are going to be the same, except for the town manager rank and yeah, maybe a few changes, but not much really, not much. And the rest of the map is really going to be the way that it used to be before. Like you can go out, find a free spot and build your house. That is fine. Although we are going to have another rule as well that is to kind of prevent players from building in other players' backyard and kind of messing up a player's build, because yeah, that is a bit annoying when people do. So we're going to try to fix so that won't happen in a nice way, because mistakes happen. Like someone might have a cave underneath and someone builds a house on top of it, and oh my god, drama. We will try to keep check on those things and help everyone out, so everyone can be happy, very, very happy indeed. And the town managers, when you earn that rank, it is of course going to be possible to start your town wherever on the map that is free. It's not a spawn thing or anything, and you're going to be able to set the theme of your town yourself. And if you don't want like a theme, that is okay too. We just want you to have like a general idea, but you don't have to go like, yeah, I want to do Pokemon Town or Space Town. Like it doesn't have to be specific. It can be just a town of hugs where we just encourage friendship and love. That is fine too. Yeah. So guys, I hope that you are looking forward to this. I'm very happy that we've finally decided what we want to do with this, because it's been a lot of discussing back and forth with it, and it feels nice that I can, like, when I'm done recording this video, I will go on Skype and I will tell people that yes, we are now going to do the freebuild survey, and people are going to be yay, finally, because yeah, we've been very vague on what we're going to do, but yes, we're going to do it. So yeah, I'm going to tell you guys when the time is coming closer. It is coming closer even as we speak. Of course, because time doesn't go backwards. That was a stupid thing to say. I'm very sorry. But yeah, I hope I will see you on there, and I hope you are excited. Okay, bye-bye.